Let's talk about some news. Anything going on? I mean, there's a lot of news. If you look at the title of the video alone, there's a lot of stuff going on, Riley. We have some stuff that we might be interested in, some stuff we might not be. And
well, there's a confusing thing for us. The He-Man and the Masters of the Universe movie is apparently getting ready to shoot this July.
That's crazy.
Whoa.
But wait a minute.
This has been talked about.
And,
well, wait. But the most recent report was that they just found writers. So what, did they write it in their bathroom last week?
Yeah, I have no idea what's going on. This says, from Production Weekly, updated production schedule and location for Sony's Masters of the Universe from directing duo of Aaron and Adam Nee. Principal photography due to get underway mid-July in Prague.
That doesn't sound that crazy to me.
Now,
what if they had a script already?
Yeah, we just found out about the writers,
right.
but that doesn't mean that.
No, you're right. They probably could have had something. Can you please make? I'm 100% serious. Who did we yesterday say that you should reach out to the publicist to try to get? Remember we were talking.
Oh, and you said it was a friend, a longtime director that I hadn't.
Oh, Craig Brewer.
Craig Brewer.
No, it wasn't Craig Brewer.
Oh.
That I can reach out myself. There was somebody else that we talked about that. Please make this known because I don't.
From that restaurant?
Yes.
The chef from the restaurant.
Cody.
Yeah.
So the chef, please.
Right.
That's one thing.
Yeah, that food.
But I'm 100% serious. Please look at who the publicists are for Aaron and Adam Nee, and let's get them in the studio.
We got to talk about this.
I have to find out. I have to find out because I've been so disappointed with everything that everyone has touched with this thing. And most people aren't going to understand it, that this needs to be sci-fi fantasy, that it needs to be Star Wars meets Lord of the Rings. And I need to find out, are they going down the stupid route of trying to mimic Guardians or trying to mimic Thor? Not that those movies are stupid, but they worked for what they were. Don't do that for this movie. You don't need to. So I have to find out.
I don't buy this, though, that they're starting. I really don't. Yeah, because there's no cast. There's no nothing. I mean, conceivably, we can get a cast leading in, very soon.
Well, yeah. Well, I think going off Roxy's point, if you set like mid-July, then that means they've had their casting sessions going now.
Yeah.
They want to lock something. The plan is, all right, let's lock down by April, get pre-going, and then start shooting in July.
Man, this has been such a long thing in the work. I know you're passionate about it, Christian, but I don't think you can tell these writers that that this is the way to go with it.
I'm not going to tell them how to do it. I'm
You
just
wanna
curious.
ask them
I
what
want to
their
ask them
plan
what their
is.
approach is. So after hey guys, while you're here, whatever you have, scrap it.
That's sort of like
Here's
how it
ours.
came out, because you were like,
No, I mean,
listen, MFers, don't make it just Friends 2, Masters of the Universe.
What I'm saying is I want to find out, and I'm going to, after speaking with them, I would tell Riley, I feel good about that these guys are doing it. But if it's like, oh, we're going down that route of like, instead of Rocket Raccoon, it's going to be Orko, I'm like, no. I just it's going to turn out to be like that because that's what the hot thing is now. Because the studio execs was like, well, look, it's going to be Masters of the Universe, but it's going to be think about Guardians and then meets Thor Ragnarok. Successful movies sounds good to us, boys. Green light. That's the way that this stupid business works.
What if it's good? What if they do that and it's good?
Always a possibility.
It's always a possibility, but it's just you can get.
It's not what you want.
Nah, you can get three solid movies if you take this thing seriously and stop thinking about the '80s movie because that was like I was in a bad mood at the time, but Nick Mundy and I started getting into a fight because of it. It's like,
you and Nick Mundy, surely
because of the '80s, people automatically think of the cartoon and they forget about what the 2002 version was. They forget about what the comics were. And then I got another guy who's like, "Oh, there's no spaceships. I'm Masters of the Universe. You said there were spaceships. There's no spaceships." There's crafts. There's crafts like inside of the actual on Eternia, not outside flying around. This guy was pissed. Like, take it easy, Jack.
I think I got in a fight with Nick Monday this week too.
You did?
Better listen, Jack.
There was something about like Roxy and I on hypothetical questions last week where you can catch it on the TV Talk podcast feed. We pitched a Fullest House where it was basically a continuation reboot, and instead of the uncles, it was aunts, and they're like, "That's what Fuller House is."
And by the way, I've watched every episode of Fuller House, so it's not like I didn't know what that is, and that's not what we were pitching. We were just pitching something else, and it
was a new show it's like you went back in time. Basically, you made the show now, but instead of aunts, they were uncles.
And he obviously didn't listen.
So it was a hypothetical.
Correct.
Yeah, and he obviously didn't listen to our show. I love Mundy. We've worked together a bajillion times.
Mundy was the one who went. Okay,
and so Mundy he went it like, "Did you know that this was already the show?" on Twitter, and I just was like, It's actually not what we pitched. Listen to the episode, man. Like I'm so tired of you fighting with him on Twitter.
But be fair to him also too. Right now, he's in the Cody new dad stage too. He doesn't listen to anything. He doesn't have time to listen to anything.
Right.
Yeah, but then don't tweet at me about it.
But that's how
I
it
love
goes.
him. I really do. We are good friends. He's awesome. But why are you doing that? To make our show look bad.
3 words. Lack of sleep.
Yeah,
That's why he's doing it.
Why was he doing that last year?
I got no answer for you. All right, Riley. So, do you think that we're gonna get a good He-Man movie from these guys? Be honest. What's your heart of hearts?
I don't know. Leading up to this, if they finally go into production on this, how many years would it be? How many different directors? How many studio changes? How many writers? Yeah. It doesn't look good because of that.
Yeah, the only one that got it right as far as tone went, in my opinion, that the script that I read was Justin Marks. It was very different from what you and I had originally come up with, but he understood the tone of it.
And both of those, ours and that, then died. Yeah. They died and they moved studios from there.
Yeah. Who's your He-Man right now? If you could pick a He-Man, or do you go somebody unknown kind of situation?
I'll tell you who I don't like.
Chris Hemsworth.
No, Hemsworth would be all right. I think the problem is then you jump right into the Thor part of it. But he would have been perfect without Thor. And it's nothing against the guy, but the name that's thrown around is like, no. Especially after this, no.
John Cena?
No. God, no. That's even worse than what I'm up. Kellen Lutz has been thrown around there a lot, too.
What do you think about Channing Tatum?
No. Absolutely not.
Cool.
No.
Good talk.
He's also too little.
How about Taylor Kitsch?
No.
I like Taylor Kitsch, actually.
Give me an unknown. Give me an unknown and put some... And then put someone...
What about Henry Cavill?
No. Give me somebody unknown,
and
then
love
give
Henry
me
Cavill.
Four He-Man. Nah.
Are you going to say no to anybody who is unknown?
No, not necessarily. No, Skarsgård would be interesting.
Alexander Skarsgård.
Yeah, True Blood.
Yeah, not bad.
He'd be interesting.
What about Joe Manganiello?
Different type of He-Man.
Okay.
This is the greatest Google search in history right here. He-Man actors: Dolph Lundgren, John Irwin, who seems to be an old cowboy, Gary Chalk, who just posted his lawyer photo, Doug Parker, who looks like a scientist. I have no idea.
And Mark Riley, who looks like a collegiate professor.
I'll be He-Man. F it.
Why not?
I'm trying to think of like people on TV that I could throw in.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Give me
Stephen Amell.
Give me
Stephen Amell.
It's not bad. He does look like He-Man.
I don't know.
He does.
No.
You could dye Robbie Amell's hair blonde.
I said give me an unknown and make Man at Arms the big star.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
pulling the Superman.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Unknown and then Gene Hackman.
Or even the King. Make the King.
Do you make Skeletor
like CGI?
No, Michael Shannon?
Michael Shannon would be good, but I mean, there's a little Zod action, but still, he would be good. There's so many people that could pull off Skeletor for sure.
Powers Boothe as Skeletor?
I think he's dead. I think he's really dead.
Powers Boothe died?
I think he's dead. This time I think I'm right. Can we check? Because I said
yesterday
I said John Amos died.
Pretty sure
he's not dead.
I'm pretty sure we did lose.
Yeah, Powers Boothe died last year.
Yeah, he died in 2017.
Okay. Sorry about that. Powers Boothe.
What about Jesse Plemons as your He-Man?
If
he lost a little weight, got a little shredded up?
I love him.
He's great. He's a good actor.
Listen, we'll find out. We'll find out soon because this whole thing makes me nervous.
Do you remember that dude that came into studio with Tiffany Smith, who played the quarterback on Friday Night Lights?
Scott Porter.
Scott Porter.
He's amazing.
He's good.
Interesting. He's little, but
he's a little.
He'd be a great Prince Adam.
He did.
And the thing is, that's what I'm curious about what they could do, and it's also what I want to see what happens. Hold on, it's also what I want to see what happens with the Scorsese thing. Because the de-aging and the kind of the makeup itself, and look what they did with the Hulk. If they made like Scott Porter would be an amazing Prince Adam.
Yeah.
And then you're able to turn him into this gigantic He-Man thing that made it look real. Then maybe. I like the Scott Porter call.
You want a Scott Porter fun fact?
What's that?
Yes.
Roommates with Mike Kalinowski in Florida.
That's right.
I did not
They
know
lived
that.
in Florida together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
He went to Florida State, Scott Porter?
I have no idea, but I know that they lived together. I think it was more in Mike's Disney. Didn't he do Disney World or something there?
Well, yeah. Mike Kalinowski looks like he's 32, but so you never know. He's got the de-aging technology.
He does.
It's
He sure
ridiculous.
does.
All right, let's move on. What else?